100 naira ko. Estamba seko.
Good morning, viewers. You're welcome to the program Lagos This Morning, where we bring to you latest news update in Lagos State and also across Nigeria. I am Olajide Taufik Olamide.
I am Adeni Adela. Welcome to Lagos This Morning.
All right, let's go straight to the latest headlines we have this morning. Ogun Labour Party expels Doyin Okupe, 10 others. Nigeria is not broke. That is coming from the Minister of Finance. Datti Ahmed, the Labour Party vice presidential candidate, react to arrest of Aminu over Twitter post. NSA warned governors against using thugs to obstruct opposition campaigns. Bandits kidnap all passengers from 18-seater bus. Datti Ahmed knocks Tinubu over comment on Peter Obi, the Labour Party presidential candidate. Oyetola left 76 billion naira debt in salaries. Pensions, not 14 billion naira in cash. That is coming from the Osun state government. On the case of Aisha Buhari, NANS begins nationwide protest on Monday. And the last one, man discloses incident that shook his Christian faith. Now let's go to the details.
Alright. Ogun LP expels Doyin Okupe, 10 others. The Ogun State Executive Council of the Labour Party on Thursday expelled the Director General of Peter Obi Presidential Campaign Council, Dr. Doyin Okupe, and 11 others for refusing to pay their membership dues. According to the SEC, which made the pronouncement after a meeting in Abeokuta, said the action was a violation to the party's constitution. Addressing newsmen in Abeokuta, the state chairman, Michael Ashade, and Feishola Michael, state secretary, alleged that Okupe and others had refused to pay their membership dues, despite repeated reminder that they should validate their membership by updating their financial status.
Well, Labour Party Ogun chapter actually expelling Doyin Okupe and 10 others due to non-payment of their dues. Well, I actually think it's an in-house issue. If it is true, it's an in-house issue, so they don't need to bring it out to the open or to the social media to actually make a fuss of things. Because since yesterday night, it has been trending on Twitter and people have been reacting to the update. We have someone reacting here. Someone said, Doyin Okupe doesn't undo any campaign fund, so you guys should know the person accusing Doyin Okupe is a mole in Labour Party. So many people are thinking Labour Party is being infiltrated by other parties like the two big parties in Nigeria, the APC and the PDP. Probably they are sponsoring some people in the party to actually dislodge the process of Peter Obi. Another person, Akindele Paul, said, forget all these things that look like trouble for Doyin Okupe. APC will spend everything to start problem in Labour Party so they can break it, not knowing they are bigger than Labour Party, not knowing we are bigger than Labour Party because we are Nigerians. Obedient are focused on the goal. Peter Obi will be sworn in. Well, what do you have to say about that?
Like you said, it's an in-house problem. I believe they can settle it within themselves.
Well, I just think they shouldn't. They don't even need to bring it out to the social media or something. And there is no matter how much they are owing, I don't think it's something they can't pay or they will choose not to pay. Of course, they should just meet the person. Okay, you are owing so amount of money. When are you going to pay this money? And since they are in this struggle all together, an election is actually in 2 months' time, so they bringing up this thing will actually, reduce their chances in some ways, and to also make them look unserious.
It should not go and be like that of the PDP crisis that is happening.
Of course, those kind of issues, I think they can do better by actually keeping it in just within the party. You should just keep it within the party and not actually come outside to say, okay, this person is owing this amount of money or something like that. They can do better. All right, let's go to the next one. Today we have Datti Ahmed knocks Tinubu over comment on Peter Obi. The vice presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Datti Ahmed, has berated the flag bearer of the All Progressives Congress (APC), Bola Tinubu, over his recent comment on his principal, Peter Obi. Recall that Tinubu at a campaign rally in Delta State had said it is a disgrace for him to mention the name of the former governor of Anambra State. Speaking on Thursday at a media briefing in Abuja, Baba Ahmed said the comment made by the former Lagos governor against Obi was disrespectful and unpresidential. The former senator asserted that the APC and its presidential candidate have resorted to derogatory remarks because they have nothing substantial to campaign with. Baba Ahmed said the strategy of the ruling party against Peter Obi is centered on promoting falsehood in addition to empty and derogatory personal attacks. So what do you have to say about
that? I actually think these opposition parties, they are just looking for a way to, like what Datti said, to defame the LP at all cost. Even their spokesperson, at any little opportunity, they are always choosing to like defame this party and say bad things about this party. And I don't think Obi has ever like said anything bad about these parties. It's just the obedient that have been saying things, but Obi has never like come outside to say this thing about this particular party or anything. I believe this thing should be free of hatred or jealousy or anything whatsoever. For Tinubu to have said he cannot mention Obi's name. Okay, we all know probably Obi is like a junior brother to him.
In the political space.
They are both contesting for
the same post.
So there should not be anything like enmity or whatsoever.
Well, we have 36 people watching us here. I thank you all for joining us on today's program. You can be part of us by dropping your comment. Datti Baba Ahmed knocking Tinubu over comment on Peter Obi. Well, I actually think I would agree with Datti Baba Ahmed on this one, because so far so good with the campaigns that we have been watching of the All Progressives Congress of the ruling party. You know, what do they have to actually campaign with? What has the ruling party so far for the past 8 years? What have they done precisely to campaign with? Because I can't pinpoint one thing that they have improved upon in Nigeria. What sector precisely? What sector have they improved upon? Nothing. We can see there's first casting as well. And Nigeria is among the top 10 nations in the world with most crude oil. So how can you be suffering in the midst of abundance? It's just something else. So there's nothing they can campaign with. When it comes to power supply, zero. When it comes to infrastructure, nothing. When it comes to security, it is just nothing to write home about. So what do they have to campaign with? So when you don't have anything to say to convince people to vote for you, you actually end up attacking your opponent. They've said so many things about him, and he's even yet to like throw back any stone at them. Even if you respond to them, it is what they have said. It will come out to maybe clarify it or just react to it. But you know, you coming out in the open to say, okay, you can't mention the other person's name, it is such a disgrace or something. I think it's just too backward for Nigeria political space. And most of you know, they say politics is a game of interest. Those people who are aligned with his interests will actually feel, okay, yeah, he has made a point. He has successfully attacked the other candidate, which is Peter Obi. But in the actual sense, in the actual fact of it, they don't buy bread cheaper anywhere anymore. Anybody, there's no political affiliation in the petrol stations now. Everybody, both APC supporters, you know, PDP, Labour Party, and NNPP, they're all queue. You don't say, okay, because I have the party card or something, okay, sell fuel for me at this social rate. No, we don't do that. So actually, there should be scrutiny. There should be checks and balances from probably SERAP or the INEC itself or other institutions that are related to the electoral process. All these kind of things shouldn't be said in the open, because we have children actually watching all these campaigns. We have young people. So when we are thinking of, okay, these younger people will actually take over government in some days or in some years to come, and you are opening your mouth outside to say all these kind of things, what are you telling them to do? By the time they reach there, they won't progress. They will start attacking the other candidate instead of fixating on the issues that is wrong with Nigeria. ASUU strike was about 9 months. Has he addressed the ASUU? Like, okay, if I become the president today, this is what and what I would do concerning ASUU. And this is, it's not even about just saying it. Anybody can come outside and promise anything. It's about, this is how I will carry it out. This is how, step by step, this is how it will take. Okay, so okay, give us the statistics. According to the Minister of what's it called? Minister of Finance, she said Nigeria is having about 1.3 million barrels of crude oil in a day now. Even with distilling 1.3 million barrels. Then what's the amount of the price per barrel now is $90 according to the CBN. So if you times $90 times 1.3 million barrels, that is what Nigeria earns on oil alone in a day. Times it by 30 days or 31 days of the month, that is what we earn in a month in the oil sector alone. So tell us, how would you discharge all these things? How would you spend this money? How would you make sure the education sector of Nigeria is being revived? It is not about attacking anybody. I think attacking is just like, you know, distraction techniques. You try to tarnish the image of your opponent when you have nothing to talk about. That's just what I think. That's just my personal opinion. We have 51 people watching us. You can be part of this program. Please drop your comment, and you can also hit the like button as well. Let's move on quickly.
Okay. Nigeria is not broke, Minister of Finance insists. Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Mrs. Zainab Ahmed, has said that the country is not broke and can meet its debt obligation in the short, medium and long terms. Briefing the nation on a ministry scorecard in the past 7 years on Thursday, December 1 in Abuja, Ahmed said that though the country is not earning enough, its revenue is improving and oil thefts are also reducing. She further revealed that NNPC now does about 1.3 million naira barrels per day, as against about 800,000 it previously did.
Well, yeah, you know, I used to say it. I used to tell so many people that if you come outside and tell me that Nigeria is broke, it's either you are part of the thieves or you don't even understand what you are talking about at all.
I don't believe Nigeria is broke.
Nigeria is not broke.
Even aside from this oil barrel Nigeria is still not broke.
Of course, now
Nigeria can be broke because they are giving us what they want us to see.
Of
and
course.
What they want us to like know about. Nigeria is not broke. They are not giving us the in-depth calculation of what is happening in Nigeria at all. So I don't think Nigeria is broke or anything.
They are not giving us the breakdown.
They are just being governed or being presided over by some selfish leaders and selfish people. That's just it. Nigeria is not broke. I don't think so.
Yeah, now I'll just like to do a little calculation now. If you have your calculator, you can bring it up. So she said Nigeria gets 1.3 million barrels in a day. If you times $90, that is $90. That's 117 billion. $117 billion in 1 day. In 1 day. It is not naira, dollars. So times is now times 30 days in a month. That is $3.5 trillion in 1 month. And they will come outside and say Nigeria is,
Nigeria is broke.
See, if a man is rich in his family and he does not rub off on his wife and his children, it is something else entirely.
Exactly.
When a man is rich, it will surely rub off on the wife and the children and his entire household and his environment, his immediate environment.
Either he does not have enough or he's
spending it in another place.
Exactly.
That is just it. So bringing it now to Nigeria, Nigeria is rich and it's not rubbing off. We have over 133 million people now living in poverty out of, let's say out of approximately 210 million Nigerians minus 133. Imagine that amount, that huge amount of people, 133 million, and Nigeria is making this kind of money. But you see, our lawmakers over time, they don't come out to tell us how much Nigeria is making in a day. They don't give us the breakdown. They only come up with their budget, like this is estimated amount we want to spend on education, on health, on social things. See, I think the government should stop running Nigeria like politicians. They should start running Nigeria like businessmen. Because you see, in the policy of Nigeria now, they are being selfish. They do things only for themselves at the expense of the masses. There are some loans that they collect that they would say, okay, they will pay in the next 30 years or next 40 years, and majority of the of our leaders now, majority of them, there's no even probability that they will be alive in the next 40 years if you add 40 years to their age now.
Even some next year, sir, there is no probability that they'll be
See,
alive.
if you add 40 years or 30 years to their age now, there's no probability that anybody can die at any time. But in the actual reality of it, if you add that amount of years to their age, there's no probability that they can still be alive by then. So we'll be the one to actually pay up all this kind of money through tax. So it is not just right at all. So we have some comments here. Adewale Adekunle said APC are only good at blaming others for their incompetencies and corruption. You can see I was watching an interview on Channels Television. Yeah, I think Shehu Okunbaloye and Adams Oshomole. You won't believe that this man, Shehu Okunbaloye, was asking him about the fuel and the scarcity and as well. He was blaming PDP. You know, PDP of the past for fuel scarcity today. I was just like, these people are just...
They never take accountability for their action at all.
They are never accountable. They will either play blame games or just lie. Okay. I watched one man as well on Arise TV. Toby something, I've forgotten his name. He said something like the man was just playing blame games all through. Okay, when we started the administration, the former administration left debt. There were this thing, there were that one,
they'll be
and
acting
then
the victim.
They were acting as the victim as well. So he said the former administration left so debt, and then there was projection then that Nigeria was going into what's it called, recession. And when they entered the administration, that was when the recession started. Then after the recession, when they were coming out, then COVID-19 started. You know, those kind of nonsense. If you want something to work, you will make it work. If you don't want it to work, you will come up with excuses. It is just as good as that. Because Nigeria can't be told with now. As I was saying earlier, that Nigeria needs to be run like a business. If you're running a business, the first set of your customers, as a business owner, the first set of your customers are your employees. Once your employees are not happy, your company is coming down. So if Nigeria is being run that way, if the masses are not happy, then the country should be coming down. But you know, our leaders are actually going up, and the masses are coming down. They are even getting into the soil, not even coming down alone now. So we should just run this thing. By the next time they want to come up with any budget, first of all, come up with the income and the expenditure of Nigeria. How much are we earning? How much are we spending? These
people, I think there's this rhyme that we normally sing in school that time that is it parents listen to your children?
Of course, parents. Yeah.
These people don't see us as leaders of tomorrow. They believe they are the one that will continue to be in that post forever and ever. Even if they want to leave, they will put someone that I know that this person will always give accountability to me. So let me put someone that I know in this position, because they still want to be in control of things. So these leaders, they are very, very trickish and annoying.
I just think there should be an institution whereby probably in the next few years, like next 10 years or something, if Nigeria can wake up and get out of this position that we are, there should be an institution that for every time you want to come up with a budget, first of all, bring the breakdown of the income of Nigeria. Every sector would come out and defend its income. Like, this is social amount we got from this place, we got to this one from this place, this is how we spent this money, and this is the balance. You are just being appointed there to manage Nigeria's affairs and resources, then pay yourself. It should be service to humanity. I was once a president, even if it's just a CDS of NYSC. I was once a president. See, if you serve diligently in a position, if you serve diligently, before 2 years, you will get tired. You won't want to come back, because you see, you would try as much to satisfy the people. Even if you don't steal anything at all, and you are just playing. Even then, they were not paying me for the NYSC. They were not paying me for being a CDS president as well. But you know, there are some people in your immediate caucus that would want to instigate you to do some certain things that you don't want to do. But you just have to be the one to stand your ground. You are bigger than this money. It is not even about the money, it's about your legacy, what people will say. Do you know the prestige in you delivering, and your successor can't even reach up to the level of the bar you have raised? You know, when you raise the bar in a good way, positively, you raise the bar up to a certain level that your successors are finding it hard to actually reach that limit or break the record. You now feel like, yes, I have achieved something, I've made an impact. But you see, our politicians are just something else. But I just hope Nigerians will actually wake up this time around in this 2023 election. We have some comment here. Faith Ederisi said, you guys are doing well. God bless you. God bless you, man. Best Tony TV, nice one, bro. Thank you very much, sir. He said again, those greedy old fools will not end well. That Damian Osas said, in a sane country, most politicians wouldn't be working freely. That is just it. In a sane country, Nigeria is just...
Well, I don't know why impeachment is not working in Nigeria.
Impeachment, impeachment can't work because most of these politicians have people in the House of Assembly. They have people even in the judiciary. You can see the EFCC chairman was being sanctioned by the court that it was being sanctioned by the court. He didn't even go to anywhere. The IGP as well, he was not arrested. So I think someone described our judiciary, our laws in Nigeria as a cobweb that is very strong to catch the weak people, but is so weak to catch the strong people. So it's just something just thought-provoking. So he said again, someone like Oshiomhole should not be in public domain. Not
only Oshiomhole.
And he said again, every administration should strive hard than blaming the previous. And if you intend blaming the previous, then take them to court with facts.
Not exactly. Just words of the mouth. Not just you like saying they did this, without us saying like they are the one that are doing this. You have to like bring evidence.
Yes, facts, before you accuse them.
And your
of
witness
anything.
Is like, okay, I was there when this thing was happening and stuff like that. You can't just wake up one day, something is happening in Nigeria, and you're deciding to blame the party that was there before you.
All right, let's move on to the next one. You can be part of the program by dropping your comment. All right. Oyetola left 76 billion naira debt in salaries, pensions, not 14 billion naira in cash. Osun government. Osun state government on Thursday said it has uncovered a monumental debt in salaries, pensions and insurance commitment incurred by the administration of Mr. Gboyega Oyetola amounting to 76 billion naira. He, however, debunked the claim by the former governor of the state that he left 14 billion naira in cash for the new government, among other claims. The spokesperson to the Osun State Governor, Senator Ademola Adeleke, in a statement in Osogbo said the revelation was made by the Permanent Secretary, the Ministry of Finance, Mrs. Bimpe Ogunlumade, while briefing officials of the new administration on the financial status of the state on Thursday.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Amazing. Really, really amazing.
You see, most of our politicians just come up with, well, I think it's just Nigeria. It's just the Nigeria space.
Maybe he came up with that so that Nigerians can praise him. Like, wow, you've done well for leaving that amount of money.
It's not about leaving amount of money. When you said you left, you've left 14 billion. After at the end of an administration, there should be account.
Yeah.
You balance the account from the beginning of the administration. This is so amount of money was handed over to me. Probably let's say, okay, 50 billion or 10 billion naira was handed over to me. From the first day of your administration, you need to account for everything you are doing when it comes to money. Even aside money, you need to keep a record of what you have done.
Why will you be in that kind of position and there won't be records of what you have been doing?
Probably they don't even keep the record. You know, when they said there's something like a clear conscience.
Exactly. When you know that you are doing the right thing, you would want to keep account for the next incoming governor. Like, oh, this is what I did, so like to make things easy for that coming governor. Oh,
of course.
This is what I did. This is what we spent this thing on. I don't know why Nigeria are so like. That's why I'm sorry. That's why the APC and presidential candidates could insult Peter Obi that is only based on statistics. If you don't work with statistics, how will Nigeria move?
Of course, Nigeria can survive.
Even as a student, if you don't like plan your life, like oh, this is what I want to do. I should wake up around this time to read. I should go to class around this time. I should not be late to class. Won't the person carry over?
Of course, now you even fail woefully.
So I don't understand. Nigeria is just like lawless. We claim to have law in the country, but we are lawless.
The law is so weak.
All the people in higher positions in Nigeria, they are corny, and they are very, very annoying because they believe they are working. We are not seeing anything you guys are working on. Nigerians are suffering. Now, this finance minister said Nigeria is not broke, but then common Nigerian, we are broke. It is not showing at all. Many people are suffering in the country. Many people are homeless because they can't pay rent.
Of course,
which is the truth. Many people are in the hospital because they can't even afford. You will see hospital, public hospital, but the amount they are paying is more than that of private hospital, which is the truth.
Even the attitude of the workers,
because they are not being paid on time. Course. So I don't understand. This Nigeria is just very
annoying. Well, I think, as I've said earlier, there have to be income and expenditure. Before you will tell me that you've left 14 billion, you can't be owing salaries and gratuities and pension, and you said you've left 14. You've left minus. You even owe minus. So when I was leaving my own administration, then I was keeping account of everything, even up to today.
Of course.
Till today, I have the accounts like from A to Z. They didn't even give me any money. They didn't transfer any money to me. They said my previous administration said they've used all the money. So I had to generate income on my own. Just come up with a tactic to make people pay for the CDS dues, and as well even get money from the communities, liaise with people around to get money. And we actually break down, okay, this is the breakdown of the money, this is the projects we carried out, this is the price, you can go and confirm it, this is the receipt. I don't have anything. Why would I take the money that does not belong to me? They say good name is far better than 10,000s of gold and silver. That's just the fact. Because at the end, everything will finish. Everything you are trying to amass, you will drop it.
Because you are owing staff salaries, and you are saying you left 14 billion naira. Is it people that will use and pay those staff? Because I don't understand.
He didn't leave 14 billion. He left minus billions. So you even owe. So I just think there should be institutions, very strong institutions, that once you are out of office or before they would audit the account, then they will actually make their research. Okay, you said you made so money from this one. They will make their research, go into details. Did he actually make this money, or did he make more than this money and he didn't remit everything? By the time we start taking governance serious, then Nigeria will actually move and will actually be one of the top countries in this world. And I believe if Nigeria wakes up today, then Africa will never remain the same.
Let's have a comment. Damian Osa said, if your president disobey laws, why do you think anyone would obey laws?
Of course. When you make laws and you break that same law yourself, just forget it. Nobody can actually obey the law anymore.
Ikena Enwanchuku said, this is nice. Well done, bro. Thank you. Damian Osa said, then probe Oyetola. Let him give a breakdown. Why? If he gets his personal property seized, maybe it will be an example to other politicians.
God bless you. God bless you very much for that comment. All right, let's move on.
The next one we have here is Datti reacts to arrest of Aminu over Twitter post. Help Right presidential candidate Yusuf Datti Baba Ahmed has called on President Muhammadu Buhari's wife, Aisha Buhari, to release a student of the Federal University, Dutse Jigawa State, Aminu Mohammed, who was arrested in her name. Recall that the undergraduate student was trailed and arrested days ago after criticizing the First Lady on Twitter. Addressing a press conference in Abuja on Thursday, Yusuf Datti said, though LP will not condone any disrespectful act toward elders, Buhari should know that citizens had the right to criticize the government without fear. He urged the First Lady to release the young man immediately.
Well, I just think the First Lady is I don't even see any power directly associated to the First Lady according to the Constitution. So far, the ones I've read so far, I don't know if there is a provision whereby the First Lady has the power to just arrest anybody. A full bus, like 18-seater bus, was being, people were being abducted yesterday, And then there's no probably governor's wife or even the president's wife that said, okay, go and track these people down. And you know, bandits in the forest will actually make calls to people like, hello, you know, bring 15 million, bring 30 million, and you can't track those calls.
But
you see, Nigeria is just funny.
They could track someone that
you can track down someone from Abuja to Jigawa State. Now tweeted.
Amazing.
He was not even lying. Didn't you increase in size from 2014 to 2020? Yes, you did. Isn't your husband being paid from taxpayers' money? Yes, he's being paid. Is he not the one feeding you? He's the one feeding you, so indirectly you've been fed fat from Nigeria's money.
I should not spend from Nigerians' money.
No, that's just the fact.
It's the truth.
Your husband is working for Nigeria. He's being paid by taxpayers' money, which means eating Nigeria's money.
Okay.
And you are being fed by him indirectly or directly.
Probably she's feeling insulted that a young boy is insulting her. But obviously it's the truth.
See, I think she allowed her emotions to take over her logical exactly. reasoning. Now, many people didn't even know about the tweet because the boy is not even someone that everyone knows. Nobody knew about the tweet. So you now coming out. There are some times when someone says something to you or someone offend you, allow it to die down.
Exactly.
It is better to let it die down and nobody knows. It's just like someone, you know, how would I say? There are some embarrassing situations whereby rather let it slide, because if you come out to say, oh, this person did this thing to me, you now escalate the whole issue.
Exactly.
You now be looking as disgusting as anything. I don't even understand. So I just think she just need to release the boy. What is even, see, once you are a leader, you have to take insult. You will take insult. There's no way you won't take insult. Even when they steal people's money, they will still say, okay, you embezzled our money. What do you have to say? How many people do you want to arrest? And so many Aminus have now woken up on Twitter now. Now you start tracking everybody. How many thousands of people does she want to arrest? So it's just something that should just bring down her anger, and now I've even apologized to her, like we are sorry on behalf of this boy. Please release him. And he's still there in detention. So she just needs to do better. She's a mother, so she should be able to feel the pains of the boy's mother as well. So I think we should just move on from that. The next one is NANS begins nationwide protest on Monday. The leadership of National Association of Nigerian Students has declared a nationwide protest to demand the release of a student of the Federal University of Datti, Jigawa State, Aminu Mohammed, who was arrested and sent to prison over a tweet on Aisha Buhari, the wife of the president. Now, this is it. Now, when NANS actually dropped the apology letter, I was angry. Like, why would they apologize? But I forgot the 3 C's of Aluta that says consultation, consolidation, then confrontation. NANS didn't want to confront her directly. They were like, okay, you're an elderly woman. Let's be just. Respectful. Let's be respectful. 2 wrongs does not make it right. This boy has offended you, even if you have overreacted. So now they consulted by apologizing and consolidated by pleading with her to release the boy. Now they are saying that if they don't release the boy before Monday,
there will be a protest.
There will be a nationwide protest in every school to free Aminu, because there's always Aminu in all cities or all places in Nigeria. The president of France was slapped twice. He has been slapped twice this year. And
someone, I think someone spat on his face too.
Imagine.
So,
see, once you are in position of power, I think it's just Africa or Nigeria mentality. Once, normally, the way it should be in the reality, in the sense of it, once you are in a position of authority or power, forget it. You are just a representative. You are not God. You are just a mere representative. You are representing your people in the outer world, in the international space. So you should do better. You are an ambassador. So she now actually brutalizing that boy, abducting the boy forcefully, because that is not arrest. Because if you want to arrest me, you have to present an arrest warrant. That is how it should be. If you just arrest me, like just pick me up from nowhere and be taking me.
And I feel most Nigerians don't know their right, because a police can't come to me and be like, you're under arrest. When
they have guns, you just have to follow them. That's because you don't want to lose your life.
Because Nigerian police are very, very violent. Once you are trying to like resist or anything, they start like
they will beat you up.
And beating you.
I was once a victim, so I understand. It's not even about maybe we are trying to shame anybody. We have been victim. I can never forget that day, because that day I got home. I was just crying because I felt so bad that day. What I didn't even do, just like, hey, be out boy, and just took me off, even extorted me. The money, my hard-earned money, Kai, See, I felt so bad that day. I felt so bad. But it's all well and good. It's all gone. Let's move on.
Okay, NSA warns governors against using thugs to obstruct opposition campaigns. The National Security Advisor, Major General Babangana Monguno, has warned state governors against using thugs to prevent opposition candidates from mounting campaign materials in their states, saying that security agencies will soon apprehend such elements. Speaking at the State House yesterday, December 1, Monguno warned that there will be no hiding place for politicians. Who use thugs to foment pre-electoral violence. The NSA blamed reports of state governors implementing policies that prevent the presence of opposition campaign materials in their state on inferiority complex. It then stressed that President Muhammadu Buhari had given clear instructions that the forthcoming elections in 2023 must be free, fair, and credible.
Well, I just think in the first place, why would a state governor implement a policy to prevent the presence of opposition campaign materials in your state? You were once an opposition party before you became the incumbent. So why would you actually implement that kind of, God, Nigeria is just in total decay. You see, it is the fact. Nigeria has been deteriorating. We just need someone to come up with a kind of idea, a kind of character, someone that is ready to serve the people. Even as a governor, as any leader you are just there to oversee the affairs of that place. Just, there are resources there. Convert this thing to money. Use your brain. Make money, then help the people as well. It's just as good as that. And these people are even being paid. They have even been paid in millions. Tens of and 20s of millions. And you will still come up with some kind of nonsensical policies. Over 133 million people are in abject poverty, and what they can come up with is like policies that would obstruct opposition parties from bringing them. What sort of nonsense is that? You see, we just have some kind of blockheaded people in position of leaders.
Well,
I'm not even sorry to say it.
I'm not sorry to say it.
Because once you are the head of the family, and you are not even doing your best to even better the lives of those people that are under you, you failed. As a governor, as a president, if you don't meet up, if you don't keep up with the bar of your success, of your predecessor, you have failed. That is it. I don't want to even know how you want to say it or give any excuses. If you don't live up to what your predecessor has left there, if all the president that we've had so far this time have been keeping up with the same level of their predecessors, Nigeria won't be in this mess. Chibugo once said that the problem of Nigeria is not money. He said it is how to spend the money. Now, instead of spending it judiciously, they put it inside their own pockets, eating all their own money. And some people will still go out there and want to kill themselves because of these people. I just see some people are just suffering from Stockholm syndrome. When you have been in chains for too long, psychological chains, you just tend to believe that it is just normal. So you even run away from freedom.
You know that these thugs, once you have given them what they like, which is alcohol, and some little change, they tend to misbehave. They will do the undo. Of
course, they keep them vulnerable. How many of those politicians' children actually go outside like that during the election period and go to steal ballot box and be disrupting people's campaign?
Most of the kids of the politicians are not even
in the country.
They are using another person's child or children to implement or to execute their own selfish interest. So if you are not wise enough, let them use you, because most of these people end up dying in a clash or in a fight with.
Of course.
So what will not become of you? Nothing. It's not that they will even go to your family to go and like, okay, let's go to this person's family, let's go and get them this amount of money.
Okay, we have a comment. Louis Ichagba said they should please release the student that was illegally kidnapped. I wouldn't call that arrest. This country needs to learn to follow rule of law and to respect the common man right as a human. Yes, you're very correct, sir. Good morning, Mr. Adewale Kunle said minus 62 billion. I think he's referring to the Oyetola. So Oyetola left minus 62 billion in account for this governor, President Governor Ademola Adeleke.
Which is debt.
Mr. Nas, good morning, guys. Good morning. You're welcome to the show this morning. You can be part of this show. We have 86 people watching us live. you can also drop your comment. Your comments will be welcomed and appreciated. All right, let's move on quickly. Bandits kidnap all passengers from 18-seater bus. Bandits kidnap all passengers from 18-seater bus. Passengers in an 18-seater bus have been kidnapped in Kogi. Security advisor to Kogi State Governor, retired naval officer Jerry Omodara, confirmed the abduction of passengers on Thursday. He, however, said that the state government was on top of the case. An eyewitness stated that the incident happened around 4 p.m. on Monday at the notorious kidnapping spot at the Ochadamu area on the highway. It was reported that the hoodlums in their numbers flagged down the said bus at gunpoint and evacuated the passengers to the bush. You know, it's festive season already, and
the news I read online some days ago, that's Oyo State and Ogun State said they are going to
liaise with the elders, with the traditional rulers.
Not even traditional rulers, that they are going to put drones to control what is happening because of this particular thing that just happened now. So have they not gotten the drones?
See, it's not even about getting drones. I think most of the time we elect leaders. Sorry, I don't want to call them leaders now, because you earn to be called leader. It's not because you are in a position of power that you should be called a leader. It should be a status that you earn through your service to humanity. That is why you should be called a leader. Most of our ruiners, I won't call them rulers because they've ruined this country. Most of our ruiners, we elect them based on the money they have and the kind of influence. You know, there's this thing, godfatherism, whereby someone just sit down somewhere and tells this particular tribe or this religion, this is the person you have to vote for. And sheepishly, people will just vote for the person. You know, there are some ideas and some things that even the common man in the street used to think in his head. You see, at times I sit down and be like, why would you say you want to waste money to buy drones to watch over a place? See, security is a byproduct of employment. If you employ people, if you put people out of poverty, insecurity will reduce. Those people that are abducting the people up and down, they are also Nigerians. Why are they abducting them? Because of money. So if they are working in a place and they have constant flow of cash, to go and kidnap will reduce in their mind. To go and extort people, the thinking will reduce.
Even if they are going to employ, these people would have grown. They have grown wide already.
Okay.
Because I don't know amount of money that the government can pay them now. That will be contented for them. You
know, the government caused it. Any insecurity that happens in the country, actually, I will blame the government. Why? Because they are in the helm of power. They have to create policies. If you don't work on the economy, you end up making your people go wayward. They would want to, everybody have to survive. So is it that, I read something on Twitter and the person said the most trending job in Nigeria now is Yahoo. Then number 2 is Sporty Bet. Number 3 is Hookup. Then number 4 is Uber. Number 5 is POS. So that is, you see, this society have actually degenerated to a stage whereby people just want to do anything to survive. And who caused it is the government. So if you want to check a working nation, go to their prison. If there are too many people in the prison, then you are making bad policies. Then you are not working on the economy.
Even as a government, if you should get to the prison, you see so many souls in prison, won't you feel like, what is happening? What is making these people committing crime like this?
Research.
What is happening? Why are there so many people? Prison is not, I don't understand. I believe prison is a place whereby
it's just like correctional center.
People shouldn't be many there. Why are they committing crime daily? What is happening? Make research as a government. Why are these people here? As a mother, if your child keep doing this thing, won't you why is this boy?
At times you even pray.
This? You will pray why is this boy behaving like this? Something needs to be done. Am I not doing something right? Definitely you're not doing something right as a mother. So you will get to the soul of the
root of the
matter. Let me know what's up with these people. Because you can't just go to a prison and you see almost half of Nigerians are there already. What is happening? Why are they here? Why do things keep happening? Why are they committing crime? But they will never. They're only after their own pocket.
After their own pocket.
Well, let me just amass what I want to amass now.
Just
soon
leave this place.
Exactly. I don't know why it is like that.
Well, I just think Nigerians would learn from all this one. So Nas said again, my brother, Nigeria na madness. So like seriously, I can't get it. Like I beat them, don't get them. Okay. Eric Park said, "Are you guys up to 18 years?"
I'm 17.
Well. We are above 18. So, and we have 83 people watching us. You can be part of the program by dropping your comments. So let's do a little recap before we call it quit on the program. We've spoken about so many. Okay. The last but not the least. Do you still have any report there?
No.
Okay, the last one but not the least. Man discloses incident that shook his Christian faith. A man has disclosed an incident that shook his Christian faith. He revealed that in 2013, a baby was born without 50% of her skull, and Dr. Ben Carson was to reconstruct a new skull for the baby. So after that,
a new skull?
Yes. So Dr. Ben Carson was to... The person said in 2013, my Christian faith was shaken to the bone marrow by an incident that made me question Christianity. We had a case of a baby girl born without 50% of her skull, the first ever in medical history, and Dr. Ben Carson of Johns Hopkins Hospital, USA, gave us a bill of $234,000 to reconstruct a new skull for her. A surgery too that had never been done before in medical history. I went to my church, very prominent, name withheld, to solicit for support and told my bishop that I did not want a dime from the church, but to just present the child and appearance to the church congregation and request for support. I appealed to him to associate with the unfortunate child so as to encourage people to support as a result of his influence. His shocking response was, "Sorry, we can't support because the child and parents are not members of the church." That statement really broke my heart that day, but how we eventually raised the money was a miracle. Now for Inside Nightclub, we raised $234,000 in one night. Nightclub that most pastors will consider a place for non-believers. What do you have to say about that?
Wow. I would say church. I love church a lot.
Okay.
I love church, but I think I've stopped going to church.
Why?
Because I believe people in church are very hypocritical. I'm sorry, it's the truth. They pretend a lot, and it's very, very annoying. It irks me, like, it's annoying. They pretend a lot. Though some of them don't pretend, not all of them pretend, but most of them pretend a lot. They're always doing this. They act saints. See, I won't say I'm a saint. I won't say I am not a saint, but then I can't pretend to be what I am not. If you don't like me, you don't like me. And if I have this thing to give, I will give to you. Then saying, okay, I'm sorry, when Jesus, our master, when he was performing miracles, that he was entering houses, why didn't he tell them that, okay, I don't know you, I don't have to perform miracle on you? So these people are not even following the footstep of Christ. They're not doing the Christ bidding or anything. They believe they can just do things because they just carry the title Christian, but they don't have.
They are not Christ-like.
They are not Christ-like at all. Imagine in a club that money was raised
in one night,
and I'm very sure, like you said, the church is a very
prominent one,
which means they
could have raised the money as well. Well, I just think beyond religious lines, I'm godly. Personally, I'm godly, but I'm not so religious because you know, religion is just an opium of the masses. Has been confirmed in so many different ways and forms. That has been confirmed in so many ways. Religion is just a tool. You can either use it for good or use it for bad. You can use it to sway people to achieve your own selfish interest, or use it to persuade people to do good things. So I actually think here, you know, so many times I've not lost faith in God. I believe God, like one-on-one. I know my God. But you know, there's something about religiosity and spirituality. They are not the same thing. You see, and people tend to judge when you see someone with tattoos, with dread, with all these kind of things. We believe that they're bad.
Without tattoo is the most dangerous person.
It can be the most dangerous.
I'm telling you.
So it's just cut across that, I think, and there's this thing. that I noticed, I'm not a Christian, but though if I'm a Christian, I would have said it as well, because I like to critique things naturally. Even there are so many things in my religion whereby I've critiqued personally on my own. I just have to rest. You know, there are some things, if you try to look for what you are not supposed to look for in some of religions, you end up digging up some stuff that you won't even be able to comprehend. So I was just like, you know, when I walk on the street, Muslims don't do evangelism like that per se, but so many people see. I've been during my service here. I've been to I went to, what's the name of what was this church safe? I went to a, don't let me say the name of the church. I should not do advertisement, free advert. So I went to a church there while I was serving. In the whole of Boki local government, there is no mosque. You have to either go to Obudu with 700 naira go, 700 naira come to go and pray. And if you go to Ikom, it's about 1,200 naira to reach the mosque. So I was just like, okay, God is everywhere. Let me just enter church and just pray. She was just to clap my hand and say, in Jesus' name, amen. And we to believe in Jesus' name, shall pray. Even there's a church beside my house. There was a crossover night. I was just like, I pray, I did pray. I enter, I pray, I come outside. So, you know, when they're carrying out evangelism, if someone comes to you now, the person will say, come and join us in our church. See, I see it as advert. Instead of them to say, we are all Christians, sir, go to your church, go and pray there. They will drag you to their home. If Jehovah's Witness comes now, he will say, come and join us, come and worship with us. If another section comes now, say, come and worship with us. Another one will say, come and worship with us. So I just see it as, you know, trying to get more people into their own personal fold. So if we just look at it, I think Nigeria should be more spiritual than religious. Help people across religious lines. See, majority of my friends, in fact, 99% of my friends are Christians. And that does not even stop me from, see, if I start singing Christian songs, most of you used to think maybe I'm Christmas or would I say Chrislam.
I have Muslim friends. So and I love them because the Christian friends I have, they can't do what my Muslim friends are doing for me. It's actually the truth. They pretend a lot. I have Christian friends. You know this person is pretending. And the fact that most of them tend to use like Bible quotes
to back up their
pretense is really, really annoying. Like very, very annoying.
Well, just want to say if you'll be willing and obedient. Okay, wait to. Ice Prince Amani Ari said, if ye be willing and obedient, ye shall eat the good of the land. Yes, just be obedient. They didn't say if you be over religious and not want to, you know.
I can be in my room and also converse with my God. It's all about the spirituality, not the religion. And
Mr. Nas said, Oya Ude Zuzu, because the child is not a member of the church and they end up to go and get the money from strip club. Or from club, that is a madness to my brother. But it's about who is ready to help, not where. And we should also stop judging people. Not at times where you think you get help from, that is not where you get help from.
Exactly.
Just though I wouldn't want to blame the church as well, because you know. Well, let's just leave the religious aspects now.
I'm sorry, like even if you cannot do something, you could have like do like a announcement. This is something that is happening. It's very urgent. Okay, so if the child should that's what we are talking about. Leadership.
Leaders. They would usually want to do something in their own favor. Probably okay, this party didn't support me while I was aspiring. They would just leave them, sideline them. So see, it's just it's all well and good. We'll start talking now. We won't leave this program. All right, thank you all for joining us on this program today. We have 68 people watching us. I thank you so much. For those that commented, Mr. Adewale Kunle, Faith Ederisi, Bestoni TV, Damian Osas, Ikenna Wachuku, who else? Louis Ichagba, and Nas, then Eric Park, and Prince Agu, Ice Prince Amani, then okay, Eric Park. That's all. We all thank you very much. Thank you so much for joining us on Lagos this morning. Do well to like, share, and subscribe to this channel for more amazing updates. And also join Christian Chuku on the next program, Bystanders on Flip TV. All right, till we see you again tomorrow morning. Bye for now. I remain Olajide Taufik Olamide.
I am Adeni Adela. Thanks for joining us.
Have a nice day.
100 naira ko, Estambaseco. 100 naira Eko. Next time, boss Eko.